A piece of Esquimalt's colorful past could soon be history. Captain Victor Jacobson House at the end of Head Street is on a parcel of land that is slated for development. But even if the house does not survive the Wrecker's Ball, many are hoping in the community that the folk art on the outside of the tiny structure will be preserved. A News reporter Eric Thompson has the story.
It's an icon at the end of Head Street, built a couple of decades before Esquimalt was incorporated. Captain Victor Jacobson House dates back to 1893.
I've been walking by this house or driving by this house for about 10 years now, and I've always loved looking at it.
I love it. It's so eclectic.
Esquimalt's mayor says this is probably one of the township's most photographed spots and well worth saving. But this parcel of land is slated to be developed into a seaside village.
If there's a way of preserving it for the community, because it is so well known, it would be wonderful.
My daughter loves it as the crazy house every time she drops me off at work or something.
There are people who would like to see this building saved, but if that's not possible, it's likely many of the artifacts will be preserved. And someone who knows a lot about that is Bill Lang. He's the owner of the Princess Mary Cafe. Princess Mary, once a ship sailing the coast of BC, was a fixture in Vic West for decades. It closed in 2007 and later reopened at its current location.
We had all the artifacts and everything over there taken out, so we kept them all and we restored a lot of them.
Lang says just like the Princess Mary, the old house across the street is a unique attraction. He says even if the building doesn't survive, he's hoping many of the artifacts will.
Well, I know the building is probably not in the best of shape, so eventually it would definitely go. But I think if possibly the artifacts could be saved or restored and put it into some other thing, that would be good too.
Developer Mark Lindholm, who was not available to comment on camera today, told A News earlier this year he'd like to find a home for some of these unique pieces of art.
There's fabulous folk art on that house, which unfortunately was never really built to withstand being outside, so a lot of it's very much deteriorated, but we'll try and preserve as much as we can.
This is the first time that I see something like this in all my life.
Eduardo, visiting from Mexico City, has just spotted Esquimalt's hidden gem, and he's impressed.
I can consider this house like weird, crazy, but at the same time, beautiful.
And that's why many believe this little piece of history should be preserved for tourists and locals. In Esquimalt, Eric Thompson, A News.